3. These
The
lemons
shirt
are really
is
good.
really pink.
It's pretty though.
Yeah.
You look pretty in pink. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the OAP podcast, brought to you by your host Brandon, Laura. Joining me is my beautiful co-host
Jackie, Laura.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another week of
Another day, another dollar.
another episode, another listener. Hopefully, right?
Gee.
That's the memo. We should get that in like some letters. That's my memo. Don't take it away from me, mother effers. You know what I'm saying? That's I came up with that. Another episode, another listener. So we're gonna put that up here.
A lot of people say that actually.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna face them
Never
legally.
mind.
We're gonna sue them.
I'll see you in court.
I'll see you in court. Guys, what's up? Hopefully, it's a good start to your Monday.
Oh, we said we were gonna bring the little one here.
Right.
But well.
Oh,
sorry,
we could have your sister bring him in if she isn't too scared to bring him in.
Nah, I think he's too little right now.
Too little.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do.
We don't want to
guys.
make these people feel ugly.
This is what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna show you guys a baby. Should we say his name?
Yeah, but I mean, I think we should just wait till like maybe next episode.
To say his name?
No, to show him.
No, right. This what we're gonna do. We have his newborn pictures planned for next Friday, I believe.
Oh yeah.
So
Saturday.
So the Monday episode of that week, which would be the 29th, we'll show you guys baby Zale.
That sounds weird in English, huh?
Right? Zale.
It's kind of cool though.
Zale.
But his name in Spanish is Sael.
Sael, con Z, with a Z.
C in zebra.
Zael. Zale.
And everybody really likes that name, so
Yeah, so
hopefully
hopefully
you guys do.
Yeah, and if not, then you know what I'm saying?
Stop.
I'm just kidding,
That's
guys.
fucking cringy, babe. I'm about to cut that shit out.
Shit. Hey, babe, I need to teach you
now.
how to edit, because at the hospital I was struggling. I was like, damn.
And I wasn't struggling. Let's fucking go. Oh, I wasn't struggling. I'm sorry.
I just saw you hella comfortable in that bed.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Maybe I should hand her the computer.
Eating my nasty ass hospital food. My $5.
All right, guys.
My $5 plates.
Yeah, shit. All right, let's get into
2
it.
for 1.
So we're here to tell you guys what
The
happened, the truth behind everything.
I don't think you guys are ready. I need you guys to sit down right now.
Take a step back, sit down, get some Doritos and a lemonade. All right.
Okay,
So-
very specific here.
Here's the deal, guys. I know if you guys noticed, and if you guys didn't, then whatever. But if you did notice, our podcast episodes were kind of off this week. And we never had gone really that off course with uploading, but this was a special occasion.
Yep.
And it was out of nowhere. It came literally out of nowhere. And we'll take it from the very beginning. So Sunday night, let's do Saturday night, actually. Saturday night, we meet up with a couple friends, and we go on a walk to the river. And the river, we walked about 40...
We walked the 45 minutes.
Yeah, we walked for about 45 minutes or so.
Yeah. Probably a little bit more.
Yeah. And so then, cool, that was Saturday night. She was feeling great. Everything was
A
good.
little bit swollen.
Yeah, a little bit swollen.
you know,
Nothing out of the
vibes.
norm, though. And we had our baby appointment on Monday. Because it was going to be his 38th week, right? Appointment?
Yes.
His 38th week appointment. So, you know.
No. Well, his 38 weeks, he was turning 38 on Wednesday. Yeah,
But
not
we had
Monday. But yeah.
His appointment was on Monday.
Yeah.
So everything was good. So Sunday morning, we go with a group of friends, with our friends actually,
To walk
in the morning.
Again.
But this time we walked more than 45 minutes. We walked, I think, closer. Actually, no. Yeah, exactly 45 minutes.
It felt...
What's up, guys? Let's take a break from blasting your ear off. Now that I mentioned blasting your ear off, go check out Diamond Audio Engineering. with our boy Leo. If you want customized beats, mixes, or audio in general, go check him out at diamondcut@gmail.com. That's his email. Or check him out on Instagram, FlaccoTVCKO. I'll spell that out for you guys. But yeah, go check him out if you need something for your podcast, music, or any type of audio engineering at Diamond Audio Engineering. Use code OAP for 15% off.
A lot longer though.
Yeah,
Because this time we didn't stop.
right.
Yeah.
So cool.
But it was good.
Yeah,
But it was literally, it was the first thing we did in the morning. Like we woke up.
got
and
ready
we went
and left.
Walking, yeah.
So great. Everything was great that day. After that, we went to go eat, went to families, and that was just kind of the day.
It was a good day.
Yeah, it was a good day. Monday morning comes around, and
I decide.
Yep.
Let me say this.
Okay.
I decide the night before I was gonna wake up extra early, guys.
Yeah. So that Sunday
Extra
night.
fucking early to get some coffee that I was craving, and I wanted it from Java.
Yep.
And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wake up early so I can go and I don't have to like be late for work, because I was gonna go to the shop that day because the boss was there or whatever. And so I go, I'm like, okay. And I literally had like 2 sips of my coffee because it was super hot. And then what happened?
So okay, so that Monday morning, she goes to get her coffee, and I drive my own truck to work because I was at home getting
So
some
we
things
just
ready.
meet over there, yeah.
Yeah, so we just meet at the shop, and that day, I was getting things ready for the van and whatnot, and then she comes to me out of nowhere.
Like literally out of nowhere, guys, because I was feeling great. Like everything was
Yeah,
good. Like I
normal.
felt nothing,
Normal day.
But I'm walking, and as I'm walking, I just feel this, like if you're a girl, when you're on your period, you feel like if you're wearing like pads or whatever, you feel the blood coming out, right? So I was like, this is kind of weird though. So I go and check, and I'm like, oh. So then I go and tell him, I'm like, hey, this is happening.
Yeah, so she comes up to me as I'm getting the van ready for work that day, and she's like, hey, I started to bleed. And I was like...
And it wasn't just like spotting, because spotting is normal, but it was
Yeah.
not anything close to spotting.
So I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, like I'm bleeding a lot. And she's like, should I call my mom and ask her if she knows what's going on?
And as I'm telling him, I'm like, I can feel the blood, like even more blood coming out, just like gushing out.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, call her right
So
away.
I was like, fuck, like, should I call my mom? Like, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to, like, I don't want to worry her. And what if it's just part of labor and I'm
Yeah,
going to
because
start
we were
labor?
not due till the 30th of August. So we're talking 15 days before.
Yeah, and since I was doing so good and felt nothing, so
Yeah.
it was kind of concerning, honestly.
Yeah, it really was. And so in that moment, I was like, yeah, call your mom right away. So she goes and calls her mom. At this point in my head, I'm just like,
Shit.
like I didn't even have a sip of my coffee. So I was like still half asleep. They're trying to worry about
The
getting the
fact that you
van.
had your fucking coffee in there.
The fact that I was getting the van ready and like trying to help this new guy get some stuff
Guys, and
filled
the
out.
fact that he tells me when he goes to the hospital, he's like, I didn't even drink my coffee today. I'm like, dude, that fucking coffee.
And I haven't since that day. Fuck. So, anyways, yeah, I'm like all over the place in my head at this point. Half asleep, no coffee.
Yeah, because I ended up calling my doctor after my mom, because my mom was like really worried. She was like, yeah, you should probably call your doctor. So I did. He's like, okay, meet me at the clinic, blah, blah. And I
At
was like,
9 a.m.
okay. And it wasn't even 8.
Yeah, this was like 7:30, 7:45 a.m.
And I was like, okay. And then he gives me another call. He's like, how much are you bleeding? And I was
Yeah.
like, it's a lot, like a lot. He was like, okay, you know what? I think we're going to have to meet at the hospital, actually.
So then at this point, again, I'm all over everywhere in my head. Like I'm fucking basically gone. And she comes to me and she's like, hey, I just talked to the doctor, and he said to go to the hospital, to the emergency room or to the labor room. And I was like, okay, like, yeah, go. I'll go with you. And so we go over, we tell our boss, and basically what happens is that she's like, we make a decision that she was going to go to the hospital, figure out what was going on with the bleeding. And because there was no signs of like the water breaking of the baby coming, there was no signs at all of that. It was just like literally blood.
And it was like no pain at all, like no pain.
Yeah. So at that point, I was like, okay, I'll go to work, and you go to the hospital. If anything happens, let me know, or like just keep me up to date. You know, kind of what's going on. But I mean, at that point already, I wasn't even like, my head was not even at work anymore. Like I was just struggling with focusing and doing things and whatnot. Like I forgot a bunch of shit.
For real, I was like, dude, are you even working? Like, you're texting me every second. I haven't even sent the message and you've answered already.
So, so I get to work, and I guess she gets to the hospital, and she calls me as she getting to the hospital, and she's getting out of the car, I think, when you called me,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Hey, like I'm bleeding a lot."
Like, I bled through my pad, through my underwear, through my leggings, and I was like, okay. Like, I started getting a little bit worried
Yeah.
at that point because I was like, it's a lot of blood.
Yeah, and at that point, my whole like focus was trying to stay calm within myself so I can be calm for her. And I was like, it's okay, babe. Like just get to the place, like get inside the hospital, and they'll take care of you. Like it's all good. Don't worry about it. And so, anyways, so that happens, and yeah, I get to work, and I start doing things there at work. You know, whatever the usual. And she's texting me, and she's like, okay, they're gonna check baby right now and make sure he's fine. They're gonna check. So, anyways, all that happens, right? And then it gets to a point around like 10 a.m. I would say, or 11 a.m., where they're deciding whether to keep her at the hospital or let her go home. And the reason being is because they didn't know where this bleeding was coming from, because there was no
Yeah.
no
Till this day, they don't really know, huh?
yeah, and they don't really know where the bleeding came from, in the blood, really. And so they were like, they were deciding that, and that's kind of what was going. They were checking baby, make sure he was fine. They were checking her, but they were making a decision whether to let her go home, and kind of rest and see what happens.
And it was weird because whenever they like put these thingies to check if I was contracting, and they were just checking baby's heartbeat and stuff like that, and mine, and we were like normal, like we were fine. Nothing was wrong. Nothing seemed out of the normal. So
Yeah, and so then as they were making these decisions, they also brought up the other option, which was to have a C-section, right?
yeah.
And for the
But
safety of the baby.
that was later on. They were like, we're not leaning too much into a C-section,
Yeah.
but just in case, we have the decision to
Yeah.
do
So
it.
then 11 comes around, and we're just kind of waiting at this point to see what kind of happens. And I'm like ready to get out of the work and go with her. And she's like impatient. She just wants to go home at this point.
Well, I was bored. First of all, I didn't have anyone. I didn't have anything to freaking do, you know? Mm-hmm. Like the TV they have there is probably the freaking size of the lens.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably
I
the
was
size of
like,
a laptop.
yeah, I was like,
So then, they tell her, which then she tells me that she's contracting contracting every 2 or 3 minutes, and she's like 1
but
centimeter.
I'm not even feeling it.
Right, and she's like 1 centimeter. Right, the baby's 1 centimeter down or whatever.
Dilated.
Dilated, yeah. So I was just like, okay, great, like that's amazing, you know. And again,
But
we're
then
just
again,
waiting.
even if you're a centimeter dilated, it
Yeah.
can still take you days.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
it's just the beginning of labor, basically. So, yeah, 12 comes around, 1 comes around, and I'm just waiting at this point. And that's when she tells me, she's like, and I was stressing at work because I had to paint this damn building or apartment. And I was like, holy shit, like, if I don't start painting now, like, it's not going to, I was just stressing over a bunch of shit. So at this point, I call my mom, which your mom already knew, right? Because you had kept her updated.
Yeah, well, I kind of had to keep her updated since I called her at the beginning. Because I didn't want to, like, I didn't want anyone to know
Yeah.
if I were to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell everyone basically till I had the baby or I was about to have the baby.
Yeah.
But obviously things didn't happen that way, and
Yeah,
you know.
so out of like just worry and concern,
Yeah.
we let our moms know. And I called my mom and she's like, okay, well, keep me updated. If she needs anything, I'll go over there right now, blah, blah. And so, anyways, um, one comes around and then she's like, hey, they're inducing me into labor. And at first, I didn't really know what that meant. I just thought it was just like, okay, she's going to have the baby, but like today or like tomorrow, you know?
Yeah, he kept thinking I was gonna have the baby like right there.
Yeah, I was just like, what do you mean
I was
inducing?
like, babe, it takes a while. I hope you know that.
So I call my mom. I tell her, hey, they're inducing her and this and that. Um, and then, yeah,
And then he calls me. What time did he call me? Like 2?
no, like 1:30.
Like 1:30. He's like, hey, I'm leaving work. I'm on my way.
Yeah, I was like,
And
I
I was
just got to
like,
get
what the
out of
fuck?
here.
Like, you get out at 4:30, dude. Go back
Yeah,
to
she
your
wanted me to
shift.
stay till 4:30.
Well, I was like, there's like no point for you to come because, like, you know, you're just gonna be sitting here bored
Yeah, and so I made
because nothing's
the,
happening. But then he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go home and shower and get ready, and if I have time, I'll probably go to the gym. And I was like, okay, babe, blah blah. And then he calls me like 30 minutes later. He's like, so I'm not going to the gym. Like he's all freaking sad. He's like, I'm not going to the gym. My mom got mad at me.
yeah. Well, because you know, she calls me and tells me, yeah, they're inducing me. So I was like, okay, I'll go right now and get over there. And she's like, well, you know, there's time. Like, you don't have to be here right now, basically. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just go home, shower, and I'll go to the gym, and then I'll be over after. And she's like, okay. So at
And I
that
was
time,
just telling him what to bring. I was like, get the diaper bag
yeah,
and stuff. Because the diaper bag was ready.
yeah,
And my bag was kind of ready. I just needed to put my daily stuff that I use in there. So I was just like, hey, don't forget this, don't forget that. And he was like, okay.
yeah. So then after that, so that's when my mom calls me, or I call my mom. I don't remember. And I was like, yeah, Mom, well, I'll be over there in a bit. I'm going to go to the gym first and shower and everything. And she's like, what fucking gym? No fucking gym. You're not going to no fucking gym.
Don't fuck around with my freaking
Yeah.
mother-in-law.
Yeah. She's like, don't fuck around with my daughter-in-law. You got to go be over there right now. What the fuck are you thinking? Get that shit out of your head. No fucking gym. So I'm like, okay, fine. I won't go to the gym.
And then he calls me and he tells me and I'm all mad. I'm like, babe, just go to the fucking gym.
Yeah.
So he has like his mom telling him on one side to go with me to the hospital, and I'm over here telling him, no, just go to the gym. Like,
Right.
why do you want to be here, you know?
So then I just made the reason why it was a big deal whether I went to the gym or not is, I guess I'll say it now because I'm, you know, it's whatever, but I was doing 75 hard and I was 30 days in, you know, and you know, 30
30?
days is 30 days. Like,
Wasn't it like 25?
no, it was 30.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I started feeling bad because I thought you only had like 20 left.
No, yeah, I was 30 days in. So I was a third of the way there, basically.
Yeah, he was almost there.
So that was the reason why. If I was just like a regular gym day, then it wouldn't have been such a big deal. But since it was, you know, that's the reason why. But it's all good. So at the end of the day, I just came to myself and I was like, okay, what's more important to me right now, and what's priority? Going to the gym and getting a workout done with the program, I can restart whenever I want to, or being there for my wife in that moment where, you know, she's induced in labor, so we don't know if this baby's going to come out in the next 5 hours or the next day. And I don't know how she's feeling. She's all alone. So what's more important, my wife or this program? And so I chose my wife, rightfully so. And so, so anyways, I just told her, I was like, well, I don't care about the program right now. Like if I have to restart, I'll restart. It's like no big deal, you know? And so, yeah, got to the hospital, and then we were just waiting there from that point on.
Yeah.
Just waiting there. I think around 5, they checked her again, and she was about 3 centimeters dilated. So we're just
I
waiting.
was still not really feeling anything.
Yeah. Still
But
a
I was
waiting
having
game.
contractions every 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah. And it was just a waiting game, and then it came around 9 p.m., and it was another...
And now they had really bumped up my the Pitocin.
And so, you know, at that point, we're just kind of waiting, really. And my mom and my mother-in-law, they were there from what time did they get there? I think around 5, both of them got there.
Something like that.
And from that time, they did not leave. They only left.
Till we had this freaking baby.
Yeah. So,
Literally.
yeah, literally. They left. We'll tell you when the baby was born. But, anyways, 9 p.m. comes around. Now she's 5 centimeters dilated. So then the doctor says, okay, we'll give her another 4 hours or whatever the fuck it was. At 12, they come and check her, and she's 6 centimeters dilated. And then this is where they're like, okay, we're gonna wait a couple more hours. At 1 a.m., we're gonna come and see where she's at and check again. If not, then we're gonna, check out the possibility of a C-section. Yeah. And so we're just kind of waiting. 1 comes around. At this point, she's feeling more the contractions, and I'm just kind of waiting, really. Mm-hmm. So at 1 a.m., they're checking.
Well, all of us, I think we were all pretty impatient at that point because it was like, well, why are we waiting so much,
Yeah, and the whole concern for us was the baby, like.
And then I get to pushing.
Yep.
Around 1, right? I started pushing.
Yeah. Oh, let's mention this too. At 9 p.m., when they checked her, your water wasn't.
Oh yeah, they broke my freaking water.
They broke her water.
And they just.
Which was painful to her, and I saw how painful it was because they fucked up not 1, not 2, but 3 times when they were trying to break her water. They hurt her 3 times, and that.
It was 2 different doctors that both tried breaking my water, and.
It just
like one of them was just trying, because he was learning. He's still learning. And he was trying. He was like, I just can't get it and blah, blah. And then he was like, you want to check, doctor? You want to do it? And then the other one, comes in, and he's just a freaking... he goes in, and it's painful, but he's fast.
Yeah, he got it done right away.
But he still really hurt me, and I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, so at this point, her water's broken, right? So now we're really just waiting for the baby to come down. Mm-hmm. And so what's it called? So then at 1 a.m., they check her again, but she wasn't opening. You know how you have to, for the ladies out there, I'm sure you guys know, and for the husbands who probably paid attention to this when they were having kids, her cervix had to open. So hers wasn't opening. It was very closed off, basically. So the whole problem now was waiting for the cervix to open, because at 1 a.m. she was already 8 centimeters dilated.
No, well, I started pushing at 1 a.m.
Oh, right.
Because I was already 10 centimeters. But the problem was that every time I would push, the baby would go up again. He'd come down as I was pushing, but then he'd go back again. So he just wasn't moving with us. He wasn't working with us, basically. And so that's why they decided to just wait till, what was it?
3 a.m.
3 a.m., yeah.
So then the doctor was okay, we're going to give it till 3 a.m., see if she opens up a little bit more.
But I was already my 10 centimeters dilated. So I was like, what the fuck is going on here? If I need to get a C-section, why not,
Yeah, and this is at the point my mom and her mom were also questioning that, okay, the baby doesn't have any water anymore because they broke the water, right? Mm-hmm. There's blood that we don't know where it came from. So it's what the fuck? And the baby keeps coming down
me too.
And up. And they kept only upping her dose of Pitocin, which...
My Pitocin at the end of freaking the delivery, it was at what, 18? 20?
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, they bumped it all the way up to 20. I started at 12, I think.
At 10. You started at 10.
I started at 10, and then they bumped it all the way up to 20, so...
Yeah. So at this point, I was questioning my mom, my mother-in-law. We were all questioning, okay, why are we not doing a C-section, right? And that was just kind of it. And the doctors just came in at those times we just mentioned, and then they would leave, and we wouldn't see them again until the time they would tell us they would come back. So at 1, they tell us, okay, we'll be back at 2.
They'd say, oh, we'll be here at 1. They would come to 1:40.
Yeah.
And shit like that. I was like, dude, it's 1. Where the fuck are they?
Yeah. So then at 1, when they came in the first time, They didn't see it was working, so then they're like, okay, we'll be back at 3, and then we'll try again. And at this point, I'm like, okay, like we need to get something going here because the baby has no water, and I don't know how long this baby can go without water. You know?
Yeah. So 3 comes around.
Right.
And I pushed for like how long? An hour? An hour?
An hour.
More than an hour, right?
I'd say an hour 20.
Yeah, like an hour 20. And they're still not really seeing much progress, you know? Like the baby's still, every time I would push, he would go back up.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, we're going to do the vacuum. After me pushing for like freaking an hour or something.
Well, let me tell you why they decided to do the vacuum. So that she's pushing, and the more experienced doctor is like, well, if she keeps going the way she's going, she'll have this baby before 4 a.m. I guarantee it. And it's like 3:45. So we're like, okay.
And the
like,
thing
great.
is that they kept saying, oh, we can see the head. Like the head was right
Yeah,
there.
like I could see, like I was looking like directly, and I could see his little hair and shit. So I was like, he's right there. So what was happening was that the baby was wrapped around the umbilical cord. So as he was trying to come down, the umbilical cord would push him back in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So he was trying and trying and trying as well, but he just couldn't because the umbilical cord. So
Yeah, and at some point, the baby started getting really tired.
yeah,
And so was I. Like, I was just like, well, I kept pushing, but I was tired, you know? Like, I was like, I don't know how long I can keep pushing because
Yeah.
I keep pushing and I'm trying my hardest, but
yep.
there was, you know?
Yeah. So then the doctors look at the monitor where they're monitoring the baby's heart rate and all that. And he tells the other doctor, the resident, which was, our personal doctor, he's like, he's like, look at this. The baby's heart rate dropped significantly here. He's like, if it happens another time, we have to see, because it could be just that, he's coming out and whatnot. So then it happens again. He's like, okay, if it happens a third time, if his heart rate drops significantly, then we have to use the vacuum. And
Or
so
a C-section.
or a C-section, depending on where it's at, right? So I noticed that the baby's heart rate went from like he was up to 140, let's say, around there, 140, all the way to 50, just spiked down, like completely spiked. And
And at this point, I was also,
she was also really tired. They gave her oxygen.
yeah, I had to get on oxygen.
So that's when the doctor's like, okay, drop 3 times. Let's use the vacuum. So then that's when the 2 doctors really got into, their,
Like,
I guess,
finally doing
their work.
thing.
Yeah, they got their things ready. And so they brought this little vacuum thing out. And yeah, that's when they put it on the baby's head, because you could see the baby's head. And they literally pulled him out. And my goodness gracious, was it such a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
Like, like I cried, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Cried like a baby.
He
cried more than the baby.
yeah. I just cried because it was so beautiful to see this little human, like, I don't know, like, if you don't have a baby, I think you're gonna have a hard time understanding this. But if you've had a baby, you will know what I'm talking about. Or if you're pregnant right now, like, when you find out you're pregnant, at first you don't really think about it. Like, you don't think about the little human inside this belly growing. But as the time was passing by, like, we just kept waiting for him. We were like questioning, okay, how's he gonna look like? Is he gonna have this type of hair? Is he gonna have a hair or not? We're just kind of wondering what was happening, and how he was gonna look. But when this baby came out, it was just such a like a surreal moment, because holy shit, like that's my son, And for her, I don't know how you felt, babe, but to me, I was just like, what
I fucking cried.
experience.
Yeah.
Because
I was just waiting for that baby since,
yeah.
I had been wanting this baby out because I just wanted to see him so bad. Like, I was so impatient.
Yep.
And then finally being at the hospital and then taking forever. And then, like, what the fuck's going on to,
Yeah.
oh, we're taking this baby out, pulling this baby out. And then I just see him come out of me and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Such
and it was
a
just
beautiful moment.
So
Yeah. And
he's the perfect little baby. Like, he is gorgeous.
He's adorable, guys. I can't wait for you guys to see him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, like
I'm
it's
in
life
love, guys.
changing.
I thought I was in love, but I am.
Well,
But
shit.
this little baby, I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's different. It's a different type of love. Like
Yeah.
you get to like when I hold him, I just it's just like
It's like such a tiny little thing
yeah.
that you're like, oh my God, I want to hold you forever.
And like it's when I hold him, I don't think about anything else but him, if that makes sense. And as a dad, like you go into this dad mode of just like grinding, like now I want to, like you just I don't know, it's so fucking unexplainable, but you just want to you see things from dad's perspective, and you're like, holy shit, like I want to work for him so much more now because he deserves a good life, And I don't know how it is for you as a mom, like how you've kind of felt your perspective change. But that's kind of what I've been noticing.
I don't even want to work. I want to stay with him forever.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fair. So,
Guys, like I just want to drop whatever I'm doing every day and just be with my baby. And I wish I could hold him 24/7. But obviously, we can't do that because
yeah, then they get,
they get used to
they get
that.
habits,
And,
bad
yeah.
habits. But no, like it's if you don't have a baby, guys,
Don't go and have
yeah,
one.
wait on it. Be responsible about it.
Unless you feel ready for it because you're never really ready. But
Yeah, I will say though, I'm
it's
super grateful
beautiful.
to have this little one now when I'm young on a younger age, just because you really get to be able to enjoy.
Yeah.
Like I get to enjoy him with the full battery. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Not to call the old people out there old, because you can have a baby whenever you want, but I just my
Just
attention is
having
towards
the
him.
energy and just being able to do all these things and not worrying about, oh, my back just cracked, my leg just freaking popped, and
Yeah.
and
there's no out of anything in the world that I've experienced, done, accomplished, or whatnot, there's no feeling that would ever replace me seeing him come out of her and him crying and seeing him like just
guys, his
fully
little
alive.
cry,
Yeah.
the
Oh my
little
gosh.
fucking cry he has,
Yeah. It's so
I
he's
could
so
listen
cute.
to it all day.
Yeah. He's such a cutie.
I'm gonna make a playlist.
Yeah. And it's honestly beautiful. And
Yeah.
so this week I took the week off as far as like just really kind of uploading some stuff, just because this is a one-time moment for us right
Yeah,
now.
we're just soaking everything in.
Yeah, and we're soaking him. We're soaking everything that he does and that he's doing in, and really just appreciating the fact that we have the opportunity to spend time with him. As much as we're able to. Like right now, like I'm not working until this upcoming week, so I've been really able to be there for him, and really appreciate the fact that I can do that and soak in the fact that I'm like literally a dad. Like I'm a full-on dad now. Like I'm a
Yep.
dad.
Back off, ladies.
So, and
If he had a ring before, now he has a ring and a kid.
yeah, and if she's had a ring before, now she has a ring and a kid. So back the
Yep.
fuck off, guys.
I know
Just
y'all be
kidding.
wanting some baby mamas, but
Not this one.
not this one.
But yeah, it's guys. I can't wait for you guys to meet him. Honestly, I think you guys are gonna fall in love with him just as much as we are, because he's something else. He's beautiful, and he's the calmest baby ever too. Like
Yeah.
no peep, nothing. He's just super calm. He
He
just
sleeps all day.
yeah.
Like we literally have to like bug him for him to wake up, and he just wakes up like a few minutes.
He just wakes up to eat.
Then he's
Literally.
like, "Mom, Dad, I'm done."
Yeah, he eats. He's like, all right, nap time, and that nap time is long,
Yeah.
but he's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say?
Yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
guys, my baby has dimples.
Oh yeah,
He has dimples, guys.
on each side, one on each side, guys.
Ugh. Is he not? Oh my God. He is
And
adorable.
Not only that, but we believe his hair is gonna be curly.
He has so much hair,
Yeah, insane amount of hair.
but he looks freaking cute.
He's adorable.
He has some really cute facial features, so.
Yeah, he has my nose, so just imagine my nose, but like in a baby size.
Watch them be like,
Yeah, watch him like zoom it out.
for real, be like, oh, that's the nose, huh?
And yeah,
Yeah.
we haven't seen his eyes yet. He hasn't opened really his eyes, so we don't really
He's
know.
just really tired. Even the doctor keeps saying that he's just really tired, and it's probably just because of everything he went through as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because it was for a moment there, like he was. Like it scared me, seeing his heart rate drop 3 times in a row as much as it did. Like going from 150 to literally 50 beats per second is scary low. Like that's like dying low.
yeah.
And he was running out of oxygen, so that's the reason why his heart rate dropped, because he was right in the middle, in between, the belly, let's say, and coming out. So he had no room to breathe and no oxygen.
Yeah.
So that's what was scary about the whole situation. But thank God, we made it, and
He's good. He's nothing
he's
wrong
healthy.
with him. He's super healthy.
And yeah, shout out to the nurses at the hospital. They took really good care of us. We got really good nurses.
Yeah.
Really, really good nurses. So
For sure.
they did a great job. And for the doctors, they did too. They were able
At
to
the
get
end of
him
the day,
out.
they're good doctors, but I don't think they made the best decisions that they could at the
Yeah.
moment. But it happens. But
Yeah, because my mom made a really good point yesterday, and to think about that, the fact that if they would have waited 30 more minutes, maybe, God forbid, we wouldn't have this baby with us right now.
yeah.
And anyways, I'm just glad that they acted at the right moment, I guess, by the fucking works of God, and he's here, and we're able to enjoy him now and be able to take care of him. And so, yeah, guys, that's kind of the story about what happened with baby Zale. And you guys won't get to meet Sael. So you guys won't meet Sael.
Baby Shell.
Yeah. Dang. How many girls are going to be up on him?
Too many. There's already a lot.
He's going to be a handsome kid.
Yeah.
Handsome kid.
He is a handsome kid.
Yeah. And the way we dress him right now.
Oh my God. And the way he smells.
Guys, he had this nurse going crazy for him already.
All the nurses.
And I told him.
Even the guy doctors.
Okay, yeah,
holy shit.
it's a little gay, but
I was like, he ain't gonna. He's straight right now.
No, but
I don't know what he's gonna choose, but
yeah, but no. Today we took him to his appointment, and I was like talking to him. And I was like, "Look, dude, you got this little nurse going crazy for you," and then he was like smiling and shit, and I was like, "Ah."
I'm like, and I'm out here on the other side. Shut the hell up.
And she's like, "Shut the hell up! You don't like no older women. You like." You're like
the little baby
babies.
girls.
Yeah. She's like,
I'm
we're
gonna take you to the baby girl
daycare.
freaking daycare or some shit.
So it's just kind of funny because
Yeah.
it's crazy. You don't know how much babies understand until like you see them express their faces to what you're saying. You're like, yeah, you understand what I'm saying, huh?
Yeah.
So that's kind of cute. But yeah, babe, crazy.
Yeah. Crazy.
You got anything else to say?
No.
All right, guys. Well, we just wanted to get on here, tell you guys our experience about the pregnancy. It happened really unexpected. We were not expecting it at all.
But it happened, and we're very thankful.
Yes.
And
We're glad.
Just happy.
We're happy he's here. We're happy. She's good. She's doing great. She's healing up well.
I'm
Baby's
just
doing
waiting.
great.
Soon I'll be hitting the gym, guys.
Oh yeah. And shout out to my mom, my mother-in-law, our family.
Just our families in general.
Yeah.
They've been super helpful. And
Yeah, super supportive.
since that day, well, literally since the day we found out that we were pregnant, they've been super helpful. So
Yeah.
we just appreciate every single one of you guys. And
If you're listening to this.
yeah.
If not,
And
then
even the
shit.
people that just
Oh yeah, the people that
hit us
messaged
up
us.
and
Yeah.
message us and just congratulating us and asking if we're
Yeah.
okay, if we need anything.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much for the support. It's unbelievable to get those type of messages, especially from people we don't really
Yeah.
know personally. And so it means to us a lot that you guys
Yeah.
reach out, and we truly appreciate that. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for all the support. And yeah, can't wait for you guys to meet baby Sael. And so see you in the next one, I guess, right?
See
babe?
ya. Yep.
All right, guys, take care.
Bye-bye.
Love you all. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
¿Qué onda, banda? Yo soy Rodrigo Ramírez.
Y yo soy Jackie.
Nosotros somos de Alta Red, el primer podcast del sureste de Idaho en tu idioma.
En Alta Red sacamos temas diversos de entretenimiento, política, relaciones, salud mental, pero eso sí, todo con un poquito de humor.
Así que acompáñenos en Spotify y Apple Podcasts y suscríbete al canal de Rody TV en YouTube para disfrutar de los episodios nuevos cada martes.
Ahí nos vemos.